Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Mastering Your Mark. Today, we're going to explain my most recent quiz called What's Your Branding Style? Today, we're going to go ahead and talk about all of the answers for this quiz. What are the pros and what are the cons for this one? I'm so excited you're back for another edition of Mastering Your Mark. Hit it! You know that your personal brand is a powerful tool that sets you apart. Now we're going to really dig into this quiz and talk about some of the different approaches to personal branding and how you could determine the right style for you. If you took the quiz, you either had most of your answers be A, B, C, or D. Which one are you? If you fall into the category where most of your answers were A, you are a bold innovator. Let me tell you about bold innovators. You embrace risk-taking, pushing boundaries. Your brand exudes confidence and cutting-edge spirit. Now, let's talk about your pros. Brand differentiation. You stand out from the crowd. You sure do. Your bold, innovative approach attracts attention and curiosity. You're a thought leader. You out here in front. You doing the thing. Your brand becomes synonymous with innovation and positioning in your industry. So keep doing what you're doing. The next thing is excitement and energy. There's like a synergy with your brand. As an innovator, your audience is drawn to excitement and energy that you bring to your brand. Your superpower is creativity. You think very uniquely and you have groundbreaking ideas and all kinds of stuff, things that set you apart. This, my friend, is so good. Now, of course, we got to talk about the cons though. Of course, you got the cons. Let's talk about this first one. Risk of alienation. Now, not everybody gonna be rocking with you, okay? I'm gonna just keep it 100. So what if they don't rock with you? They weren't for you. Not everybody is your target. The people who belong to you, trust, they'll find you. So this next one is need for consistency. Ooh, girl. This one right here, oh girl, this one hurt. So I resonate with this. Okay, so let me tell you, you gotta be consistent to establish your brand's identity and to gain trust. Don't ask me how I know. Okay. Let's face it, it helps the folks who rock with you, it helps them recognize, oh yeah, that's my girl. I rock with her. And not only that, it helps them recognize your brand and identify your brand amidst the competitors. So you gotta be consistent. Don't ask me how I know that, okay? I know, right? I know. Anyways, next is the friendly connector. Now, if most of your answers is gonna be, you are a friendly connector. Your brand builds authentic connections and fosters relationships. So let's talk about the pros of this here brand. Trust and reliability. You got that on lock. The folks who rock with you feel a genuine connection with you because they trust you and they're loyal to you. So they will show up when you do. Just saying. Here's the next thing. Collaboration opportunities. Yo, look, if you're friendly, you're a magnet. You're a magnet for like partnerships and different things like that because people trust you and they're like, I want to work with you. That's a good thing. And then here's the next thing. An engaging community. You could create an engaging community so quick because once again, people trust you. There's word of mouth. They're engaged. You bring the excitement, all of that. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing that you have for your particular branding style. But of course, I had to talk about the other side of it. So let's talk about boundaries. Okay? Because you're so friendly, sometimes you tend to do a little bit much. You be on team too much, doing the most. The word of the day is boundary. And guess what? It begins with a B. You need to set some boundaries. But at the same time, be authentic, be your true self, but you need to protect yourself before you wreck yourself. I'm just saying. Boundary is brought to you by the letter B, okay? Your friendly connector. Let's go to the next one. Okay, y'all ready? Here we go. Appealing to a wide audience. Sometimes when you try to be a dragnet and get everything, sometimes you end up catching nothing. What do I mean by that? Sometimes by appealing to a wider audience, like a really wide audience, you miss the mark. There are people who are assigned to you. And don't get me wrong, some people could do that masterfully. However, your target audience in everybody, you have a niche. You have a specific group of people that you are here to serve. And sometimes when your focus is so wide, you can't see the forest for the trees. You might need a niche down so that you could be laser focused on helping those people. That's what I mean by that. Let's talk about the next one, which is C. For the C's, this is the professional authority. You guys are the ones who emphasize enterprise and professionalism and reliability. This reminds me of medical professionals and things like that. Some business professionals, but for me, because I happen to work with medical people, this reminds me of medical professionals. So let's dive into some of the pros of the professional authority. So now we're talking credibility and trust. Automatically, your professional approach establishes the credibility and the trust right off the bat. So that's your superpower. So check this out. Your clear value proposition. Your expertise and uniqueness and selling point is like laser beam focus. Not only that, your consistency and your reliability is like, chef's kiss. We know that when we see a certain brand, you're like, okay, yeah, I could trust them. I know what I'm getting with this particular person or with this particular company or with this particular enterprise. This is what you bring to the table. But don't act. Okay, here come the cons. So you have a tendency to be a little rigid. You bougie. You real bougie. I'm just saying. So this is something you want to be mindful of, because at the same time, yes, you want to bring the professionalism to what you're doing because you're repping your brand, you're doing your thing. But sometimes you can be a little bit of a stuffed shirt. Be really careful about that. Okay, next, balancing the personal and the professional. In doing this, you want to make sure that you balance out, making sure that you still stay on the professional track, but at the same time, don't be like too personal and vice versa. That's a delicate walk. Personally, I resonate with this because I constantly have to walk this line. As ratchet as I could be, I can't, because I also have a professional approach that I have to do because I work for a corporation. So I get it. This is one of the things about your brand that you need to be mindful of. Ready for the next one? If most of your answers were D, now we're talking about the authentic storyteller. And I know if you took the last quiz, this is one in the same. Your branding priorities are authenticity and relatability. We got pros. For this one, the emotional connection. For this one, your superpower is doing this. You could connect to people emotionally by telling your story. You have a deeper connection with your audience because they resonate with you and they rocks with you, okay? So the next thing is building trust. Now, do you notice a thread? Do you notice it? Each one of the answers has its own strong suit, but for this one in particular, building trust is super easy because of that connection and the storytelling abilities and the different things that you have. You can build trust way quicker with your particular archetype. The other thing is differentiation through your personality. People fall in love with you. Let's just call a spade a spade. They fall in love with you. They rock with you on another level, on a deeper level, because they connect with you. Of course, we got to talk about the cons. Balancing transparency. This is another thing, another version of oversharing. Yes, you want to be authentic with your audience, but at the same time, there's a balance. You want to strike a balance to protect yourself. I'm just saying, strike a balance to protect yourself with this particular archetype. The right balance between transparency, you're an open book, but not that open, and privacy. You got to strike the right balance. You got to be really careful about that because That's going to be important. So the next con is finding the right audience. Once again, not everybody going to rock with you. Okay. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to find that right audience. And I know what this feels like. I truly know what this feels like because I struggle with this too. This is going to be one of the cons for your archetype. So which one are you? Are you A, B, C, or D? Remember, the key to a successful personal brand is staying true to yourself and connecting with your audience on a deeper level. All the best. This is Mastering Your Mark. See you next time.
Mastering Your Mark is brought to you by LBC Branding, a Leopard Shoe production.